that not just the frothiest coffee you have ever laid your eyes on? Good morning, mon petit, and welcome back to my channel. It is the most beautiful, bright, crisp but chilly autumnal morning, and honestly nothing puts me in a better mood than a day like today, a good cup of coffee, and I'm just about to make myself my breakfast. Now tell me if this is the most extra thing that I could have done, but if you watched the Croatia vlog, you would have seen that we had the most incredible breakfasts every single morning, and one thing that I was addicted to every morning when we had breakfast was the granola. I have never actually liked granola, and it's something that I know is really good to have in the morning, really good for you as a breakfast. My mum has been trying to get me on the granola hype for the longest time, and every granola that I try, I just find that it tastes like cardboard, until I tried this one whilst we were on the boat in Croatia, and honestly I liked it so much I actually ended up asking the staff where it was from. They found the packet for me and took a photo so that I could try and find it here in the UK. I managed to find it on Amazon. It's taken nearly 2 weeks to arrive because I think it is literally Croatian granola. I don't even know what language this is. If anyone can translate this for me, please let me know, but it's from a brand called Sante? Potentially. I think it's gluten-free. I think that's what this word means, which might be why I enjoyed it so much, because I do try to eat as gluten-free as possible, but like naturally. I don't like to have like gluten-free pasta, but instead I would try and choose like a rice or a risotto to have instead, because I am someone that gets so affected by gluten. In fact, I was actually gluten-free for nearly 3 years. I was gluten intolerant and then kind of managed to wean myself back onto it because it's just so limiting having a gluten intolerance. I used to get a lot of migraines from it, and now I can definitely stomach it, I can definitely manage it, but I just have to be quite cautious, just very aware of like my gluten intake. So I quite like the fact that I think this is gluten free and it's got the berries and the fruit in it. Honestly, this was the most incredible breakfast that I had in Croatia. I couldn't resist, I couldn't help myself, I had to order it. So if this becomes my new favorite, I might have to place a massive bulk order of this, because honestly this was the best breakfast every single morning. And we had like croissants, we had fruit, we had fresh eggs and bacon and omelets every single morning, but I couldn't eat any of it until I'd had a little bowl of granola first. I became addicted to this whilst we were away, so I think this might be my new addiction. So I'm going to do myself a bowl of granola, have my morning coffee. Honestly, I couldn't think of a better way to start my day. So just a couple of spoonfuls of Greek yogurt, the granola, and then a little drizzle of honey. This is the honey that I am loving at the moment. It's the Rouse's Organic Acacia honey, and it's perfect for using in coffees, for drizzling over, you know, like your granola in the morning or yogurt. And acacia honey is so good because not only is it really flavoursome, like it's got a really fruity flavour, it's actually a little bit better for you. So especially if you're going for like a little squeezy tube, this one is my absolute favourite. Honestly, my mouth is watering. Having not had this for a couple of weeks since getting back from the boat, I'm so happy with my dedication. So I'm actually heading out this morning for a little browse and peruse at the garden centre. And honestly, I couldn't tell you the last time I was actually at the garden centre. It must have been about midsummer, but I'm ready to start thinking about those spring bulbs that I need to be planting in autumn. I want to have a little browse of autumn veggies and just a peruse of the home section, because nothing says a cozy autumnal day like a shop around the garden centre. So outfit of the day, I'm feeling very countryside inspired today, a very New Forest appropriate outfit. This jacket from Hobbs I have been wearing non-stop recently. It is my current obsession. It is so easy just to grab and go, so easy to chuck on. I actually went 2 sizes up with this jacket, and I really love that like oversized fit. I feel like it's going to do me well in winter as well, when I want to wear a little bit more knitwear underneath and a few more layers underneath. But the lining on the inside is just my absolute favorite. So I've just got it on with the little Ralphie cable knit that I've been wearing. These jeans I honestly have not stopped wearing. They are the Laura Whitmore collaboration with Love and Roses, and they're just the perfect like stretchy indigo wide leg jean that I've just paired with my little Holland Cooper trainers. So outfit of the day, ready for a little browse around the garden centre. Honestly, this is my idea of a very nice day out. You know, when there is like a real chill in the air, it's sunny, it's bright, it's beautiful, but your nose starts to get a little bit cold as you're like walking through, that is how you know that autumnal has well and truly arrived. In fact, I was thinking about my autumnal wish list and the kind of like to-do list that I want to set myself for the month of autumn, those like really lovely seasonal things that I want to do before the season ends. Things like going pumpkin picking, I feel like it's always an absolute must at this time of year. Doing a little bit more autumnal baking, I'd love to do a crumble, maybe some more like cupcakes and things like that. I always absolutely love doing. What else do I want to add to my wish list? Maybe like a long walk through the New Forest. Let me know what is on your autumnal wish list. I need ideas, wish lists, to-do lists, what you would like to get done before the end of the season. Those just like autumnal activities. Your autumn activity list, I guess, is probably a good way to describe it. Let me know what's on yours, because I want to sit down this evening and just write out a bit of a to-do list of some things that I just think are so lovely to do, to just really make the most of this season and just fully embrace autumn. But anyway, I need to get going off to the garden centre. Honestly, I am so excited. So I have just arrived, and I'm not gonna lie, I was not quite expecting to see full-blown Christmas in the garden centre, but I'm not mad about it. How soon is too soon to start Christmas shopping? They're still putting up a few of the displays and things beside me, but oh my gosh, it is really exciting me. Seeing the Christmas trees, seeing all of the baubles. I did not realise it was going to be this festive in the garden centre. I feel like we're going to have to hunt for a little bit of autumn, because I think it might be a little bit too soon for this. Now this is giving me serious autumnal home vibes. How gorgeous is this little collection? Farm fresh eggs. I'm not gonna lie, I'm so obsessed with this general store little egg house. That is so, so cute. In fact, I have a question. Do you keep your eggs in the fridge or in a cupboard? Because I have always kept them in the fridge, but I know a lot of people that keep them in the cupboard. I feel like it's a real cause for contention. I mean, this would fit in the fridge. I could definitely get that. I'd rather be in the garden. Oh my gosh, that is literally me. Look at the little wellies with the tulips. Oh, that is getting me excited for spring bulb. Oh, look at the acorn chopping board. That is so autumnal and so sweet. I feel like that would be perfect for charcuteries, for cheese boards. I am quite a sucker for a chopping board. I do love them, but I definitely have enough in my collection. I mean, this, I just think it's so classic. Very, very autumnal, and I love this mixing bowl. I mean, it doesn't get much more autumnal than a bright orange mixing bowl with, what are these, little bears? Oh, that is so cute. I feel like I grew up in the kind of Cath Kidston era in like the early 2010s, 2012 kind of vibe. So I do have quite a soft spot for it. I love Cath Kidston patterns. I love their designs, especially their crockery. I mean, how beautiful is that plate? And I really am enjoying doing a little bit of a mixture of crockery, especially those kind of like smaller plates. If you guys saw my recent Cézanne haul, you would have seen my new Cézanne plates. I feel like this could be another gorgeous addition. I mean, the scalloped edges are so beautiful. That could be really cute to add into my collection. Look at these cups and saucers as well. I mean, Cath Kidston is going full scallop mode at the moment, and I am not complaining. Oh, I feel like that would be such a gorgeous gift to give someone, the little bows. That is so sweet. I feel like I have found autumn. Look at these faux flowers. These are beautiful. I love having faux flowers in my home because you obviously don't need to water them, you don't need to refresh them, and you can be really seasonal with your choices. I mean, that is such a beautiful shade of like burnt orange that I could add into a collection that I already have, like an arrangement that I already have. You can just slot them in just to make that arrangement a little bit more autumnal. I really love these as well. They're just a really beautiful like mauvey pink. They're really giving me autumn vibes. And when it comes to pumpkins, these are pumpkins I can seriously get on board with. Look how cute they are. They're so squishy, like a knitted pumpkin. That would look so cute in like the fireplace or sitting on the coffee table. There's a bigger version as well, which I do really, really like. Someone tell me I don't need a pumpkin chopping board. Someone please tell me that I don't need a pumpkin chopping board. I mean, how cute is that? It's a really lovely light wood as well. I feel like that would just look so sweet in the middle of a tablescape whenever you're hosting an autumn. Oh, it's gorgeous. Is there anything better than a little sniff test at the garden centre? This is a brand called Serenity. I've not heard of it before, but goodness me, it smells incredible. And I'm obsessed with the way that they've styled it. Look at these little pumpkins. These are so sweet. I always love little designs like this in the most autumnal colours, the most autumnal tones. I'm weak. I'm being drawn in to the Christmas section. Honestly, I can't help myself. There was a little pumpkin sitting down here that I wanted to go and have a look at, and before I knew it, I was wandering around all the Christmas trees. It's getting me so excited. I need to take myself out of Christmas because we're peaking too soon. Let's bring it back to autumn and have a look at some of the gorgeous autumnal plants, veg and flowers for the coming season. Oh my gosh, this is so sweet. Look at these pumpkins. I've never seen these before at the garden centre, but they're like ceramic pumpkins which you can literally leave out all season. I feel like that's actually a really good price because you can obviously bring them out year on year and they match perfectly with your terracotta pot. I don't actually know what flowers these are, but I'm always drawn to these every single autumn. They have them in a beautiful kind of like greeny tone and then this stunning red. They are Skimmia Japonica perosa. They are beautiful. I feel like they'd look gorgeous in the border. I do love heather as well. I feel like heather works so beautifully in a border just to give a little bit of colour when you're in a very like uncolourful season. These are just the most beautiful mixture of purples, pinks, whites, and obviously with the Scottish heritage, I feel like heather is just very special to me. Now, I've never actually done spring bowls before, so this is quite new to me, but goodness me, do we have a selection to choose from. This is literally just different styles of tulips. I didn't realise we had so many different tulips that we could choose from. But there's so many beautiful colours and varieties, daffodils as well. I have to say I do love crocuses as well. I was saying at the beginning of this year that I wanted to plant some because they're always some of the first plants to pop up, the first flowers to show, and they just give the most beautiful kind of almost like bed of colour. These purple ones are absolutely stunning. I mean, white I feel like is absolutely classic, and these hyacinths I am really drawn towards. Oh, I think I have to pick up some alliums as well. I absolutely adore alliums. Mine came out really late in the season this year, so it'd be quite nice to get some planted in quite early on and hopefully get some beautiful blooms in early. I actually feel like a kid in a candy shop seeing all of these beautiful varieties in front of me. It is such a hard choice just to decide what to actually plant myself, but this is just getting me so inspired. So back from the garden centre now, and I was actually quite restrained. I feel like I need a little bit of a pat on the back because I could have gone so ham. As I said, it literally feels like a kid in a candy store. You were just confronted with this wall of colour, a wall of possibility of flowers and varieties and colours, and honestly I was really struggling with what to actually choose. I really do want to do crocuses earlier on in the year. I really want to do tulips at some point, but I didn't want to overwhelm myself. I feel like my motto with regards to the garden, and has been ever since we moved in, it's just slow and steady. I don't intend on leaving this house anytime soon. I feel like I have got so many years ahead of me where I can have a little bit more of a play about, a little bit more fun, and just experiment with what works and what doesn't. So I really wanted to prioritize and focus on the main bulb, the main flower that I wanted to plant up. So I ended up getting 2 bags of alliums. Alliums are honestly just my favorites. These are the ones that I spotted that I just could not leave behind. The purple sensation. And the thing I love about alliums is they're just this big lollipop head that just stands tall, stands proud in front of all of the other flowers. So I'm thinking in the border where we've got the hydrangeas, these could be beautiful. And I feel like 24 bulbs isn't too much. It's not overwhelming myself. I mean, who knows, if I get these planted out really quickly, you can still plant autumn bulbs well into November, so maybe I'll want to plant a few more as the season goes on, but for now I'm just going to stick to the alliums, and that's all that I actually picked up bulb wise. But I did get a little bit sidetracked in the Christmas section. I couldn't resist. It was just getting me so excited for the coming season. I didn't want to have too much of a nosy round, too much of a look, because I almost want to save that for when we're feeling a little bit more Christmassy, a little bit more festive. I cannot believe that Christmas is already here with regards to the garden centres, and I believe I've seen that John Lewis now has their Christmas shop. Honestly, it blows my mind. But I did pick up some Christmas goodies because I feel like when it comes to Christmas treats, no soon is too soon. Is that the right word? It is never too early for the Christmas goodies, and Cartwright and Butler is honestly the Christmas food brand for me. I just absolutely adore their tins, their cookies, everything that they do. So this is the salted caramel tin of biscuits, and I am so obsessed with that tin. I actually might even like display that around Christmas time. It's just so beautiful. So I thought that we could enjoy those this evening, because honestly there is nothing that beats Christmas tins. There is nothing that beats the Christmas goodies. So I just had to pick that up whilst we were there as well, because I couldn't resist a little bit of Christmas temptation. But honestly, such a lovely visit and getting me very excited for the season ahead, going to the garden centre and just having the loveliest wander around. So I've just popped on my gardening cap, and you know what that means? We're heading outside. I actually wasn't planning on planting up the bulbs today, but something inside of me just thought, you know what, carpe diem, let's do it. Let's plant up the bulbs. It's such a beautiful sunny day. I finished work. I've got about an hour until Alex is going to come home and I need to do dinner. And I just thought it would be such a lovely way to spend the evening, to head outside and plant up my new bulbs. So we've got my dibber. I don't actually have a bulb planter, so I'm hoping that this will do. This is from Kent & Stowe, which are always my favourite gardening tools. I've got my gardening gloves and my gardening cap. This is from Harlan Cooper, and honestly, it's the best thing ever, just to keep your hair out of your face. Obviously, keep the sun off of your face as well, and just like keep your hair out of your eyes. I'm gonna head outside and plant up the spring bulbs ready for next year. Honestly, I'm so excited. There is nothing better than getting outside, getting your hands, or in my case gardening gloves, in soil and just getting in nature. I feel so good for getting those bulbs planted out and so refreshed after being outside for an hour or so. We've just had dinner and I'm feeling rather tired. I'm not going to lie to you. It was actually quite back-breaking. I feel like having to like bend over to dig the bulbs in was a little bit tiring, and I'm thinking the one thing that I feel like would just take this very autumnal day to the best autumnal day is a bath. I'm gonna run myself a bath. I'm gonna have a really lovely relaxing soak, and then I might even wash my hair afterwards. Actually, I have been sent a new collaboration that Liberty have done with Maria Neela, who do the most incredible, beautiful like hair care products. This is the Head and Hair Heal shampoo and conditioner. What I really like about this is that it is specifically targeted for dandruff relief and hair growth, but also has color protecting formula, which is literally all of the three things that I feel like I'm really focusing on with regards to my hair health. I get a very dry and flaky scalp, but I feel like a lot of kind of like dandruff targeted shampoos are a little bit ugly. They're a little bit masculine, I find, and also aren't necessarily targeted towards hair protection, colored hair, or even hair growth. And as you guys know, we have been growing out the hair. I mean, look at the length that it is now. It honestly just blows my mind how long it is, and I can't get over how beautiful these bottles are. I want to give this a little bit of a sniff test, because I feel like shampoo smell is like one of the most important things to me. There is nothing better than when someone tells you that your hair smells good. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Oh, it's very fruity. That is amazing. Okay, we're definitely having a hair wash night tonight, because I want to use these and put them to the test. I'm going to start running myself a bath, have a lovely cozy evening, and then give myself a real pamper tonight. So I will catch you guys in the morning. Good morning, mon petit. I cannot even begin to tell you how incredible my hair smells right now. I washed it last night with the new Maria Neela shampoo and conditioner, and not only is it so soft, not only did it lather up so well, but I keep smelling my own hair. Is that weird? I am so obsessed with the fragrance of that. I think I may have found a new favorite. And I feel like switching up your shampoo and conditioner is almost like a bit of a journey to go on, because you start to get very used to what you're using. And I feel like I am very loyal to my shampoos, to my conditioners. So using something different is quite a big deal for me. And honestly, I think I may have found a new favorite. Honestly, I just can't get over the length that my hair is now. It's actually insane. explain how much it is growing. I might be due a haircut soon just to give it a little bit of a trim, maybe add a few more layers. I'm really enjoying the layered look at the moment, but I don't know when I need to book that in. That's something that I feel like I need to add to my ever-growing to-do list. I actually just received a new little PR parcel from PetiteElliee this morning that I thought that we could open up together. They always do the most beautiful little like tins and boxes. Goodness me, what is this? Your Lips but Blush. The lip blush is our 2-in-1 lip liner and stain in a precision marker pen designed to define, fill and tint with a smudge-proof, feather-light flush of buildable colour. This water-based formula blends lip care and colour, leaving lips smooth, hydrated and softly tinted. This sounds amazing. I have never actually tried like a lip stain or a lip blush before, but we have so many different shades in here. Can you see that? We've got a really lovely light shade. This is Youth, Purity, Beauty, Love and Happiness, and I feel like either Purity or Beauty I think will be my two shades. I might try Purity. I'm not sure if it's going to be as dark in real life as it kind of looks on the packaging, but that just looks like a really lovely kind of Your Lips but better kind of a nude. I might swatch it on the back of my hand. I do actually need a new lip liner. I was kind of, you know, when you get to the bottom of it and you're just kind of scraping at the bottom of the barrel. So this looks really lovely. Oh, that's actually quite nice. That's not too heavily pigmented. That looks lovely. I mean, I know I already have some lip product on. If I just do a little bit on the line. Sorry, I'm literally using you as a viewfinder. Whenever it comes to my lip products, one of my biggest hacks to make it look a little bit more natural and just make it a little bit more wearable is actually just to blend it in with your finger. So especially on those days where you don't really want any like lip product on, you just want a tiny little bit of definition from your lip line. If you're like me and your lips like blend into your skin, literally just a little bit of liner, blend it in. I like this. Oh, this might become a new favorite. That is a really nice. Purity. That is a gorgeous shade. I do quite like the look of Love though, the red. I feel like this could be incredible for festive styling for Christmas. I'm already starting to get quite excited about the festive season. I've been getting a lot of questions about Vlogmas as well, so I have a feeling you guys are getting quite excited too, but that looks like that's going to be a really beautiful red, and I struggle with reds because I never want them to be too like harsh on my face. I'm quite a low contrast person, so I feel like if I do go for a red lip it can look a lot, so it's quite nice to go for one that's maybe a little bit more subtle, and I really like how subtle that is. That's just like a really beautiful kind of red carpet red. These I think I've fallen in love with. These are absolutely beautiful. I'm going to add those straight into my makeup bag because it's so subtle. That was so easy to apply and a really nice formula. As you can see, it's literally not smudging from my fingers and I'm rubbing that so hard. This might just be my new favourite lip product. Yesterday's garden centre visit really inspired me with regards to autumn decor. I have to say, I have gotten really excited about just getting the house really in this season for autumn. And I know I've already done a little bit of a switch up. We've kind of transitioned into the new season, and this is something that I actually really like doing with regards to my home, and I actually feel like sometimes being on YouTube, it doesn't actually, what's the word, lend itself to that. On YouTube, I feel like things are either like all or nothing, especially on like Instagram, on TikTok. You either have a summer home or you have an autumn home. Like you have to do this big seasonal switch up all in one day, and that's not actually how I like to live. That's not how I like to style or decorate my home. I like to basically flow into the season with regards to my decor and almost like follow the lead of nature. And now that the leaves are turning, now that it really is feeling autumnal, I feel like I'm ready for a little bit more autumn decor. Things like my autumn flowers, things like my autumn kind of like styling pieces. So I've got this gorgeous little hydrangea, really similar actually to the one that I saw in the garden centre yesterday, which is part of the reason why I didn't pick up a new one, because I knew that I had this. This is like my autumn flower, and I know it feels really weird literally just holding up a single stem of a hydrangea, but wait until I add it into my bouquet, into my arrangement, because honestly it makes such a difference. It takes the arrangement of something a little bit more spring summer into something so autumnal. And then I also have a range of flowers that are very wintry, which I usually swap over with this one in December when the Christmas decorations go up. So this is my kind of like October, November flower, which I absolutely love. I also have some berries, which I feel like lend themselves really well to this time of year as well. They're like a really beautiful, like dark mauvey color, which I think look stunning. So we can do a little bit of flower arranging. In fact, I think it's probably time to say goodbye to my very summery arrangements, like my gorgeous blue hydrangea arrangement. I absolutely love this. This has been one of my favorite arrangements, but obviously with the tulips, the rhododendrons and the hydrangeas, it's very summery and the colors are very summery. And I feel like I'm just ready to lean into those kind of like darker browns, burgundies, more kind of like autumn winter colors. So that probably needs to go away in storage. And then it is time to bring out the autumn decor, to bring out the pumpkins. I've seen so many people doing this throughout September. For me, I'm not ready for it until well into October. So we have these gorgeous little faux pumpkins, which I absolutely adore. I got them from, I think it was Home Sense, maybe about 2 or 3 years ago. We've got a little pumpkin, we've got a little, this looks like a pear, but I think it's a gourd. And then we've also got this little guy who is so cute. I absolutely love them. They're like a really lovely, I don't know what the material is, but they don't feel like breakable, but they're not squishy or anything like that. So I really like them. So we can pop those out and style them up. I also have this gorgeous little brass apple, which I think lends itself really well to like the shelves or the coffee table. I think that's a really nice way to, again, lean into the new season. And I also have this cute little mushroom, which I think is absolutely adorable. So just styling these around the house, I feel like really helps to just lean into the new season, really embrace nature, embrace the seasonality of October, and just bring the house into autumn styling. Honestly, it just excites me so much being able to reflect the seasons within my interior, within my home. It may also actually be time to say goodbye to my lavender. This is actually lavender that I picked from our garden and dried, and honestly it smelled so incredible when I first picked it. I don't think, no, it doesn't really have much of a smell anymore, which is a little bit of a shame, but it was so beautiful. But I'm not sure if this is probably a little bit too late summer, and this is something that I can also say goodbye to. I'm very lucky that I have a lot of storage that I can put my kind of like non-seasonal flowers into. I don't even need to necessarily change out the vases. I can pop them away and then bring them out next spring, because for now it is time for the autumn colors. So this is the arrangement that I like to add this flower to, and it just honestly is so easy to do and changes it up so much. I really like this arrangement because it's just very neutral. I love the fact that you've got the whites, the greens, the, what were these? Probably peonies, I would say. Obviously faux peonies, hyacinths, beautiful hydrangeas. And then I usually just add this right in the middle. This might be a little bit difficult to do one-handed. There we go. So I pop him in there, right in at the middle. And then can you see how much it literally just switches this entire vibe? It literally takes it from a very spring summer arrangement to something a little bit more autumn winter appropriate. I love the colorway of this as well, and how well it ties into like the other hydrangeas and the other flowers within the arrangements. I always love having this in the middle of the table because I feel like it just gives a little bit of structure. I love having the flowers on it, but also it's practical. We've got coasters and things, and I always feel like it's so useful having coasters handy so that guests can just grab them and you don't have to be that annoying host that runs around asking people to put their drinks on coasters. We have a lot around the house. We literally have some here, we've got some in the kitchen, so the guests can always just grab and go. I always like my my interior decor to be basically a mixture of aesthetic yet practical, and I feel like this arrangement is exactly that. Now normally I like to add the little pumpkins and gourds to the coffee table. I always like how they look styled up in the living room, but I've just been loving my artichoke that I actually don't want to switch this up. I honestly just adore. Or you can see we're in the middle of a chess game. Alex and I have been playing a little bit recently. Spoiler alert, I lose every time. But anyway, I've added them actually to the end of the radiator. Seeing as though we've added this lamp here, I feel like it kind of balances it out a little bit, and then means that the flowers just take center stage in the middle. I love how that looks, and I always love these styled together. I just think it's really nice having them as like a little set of 3. And then in the kitchen, I've just popped the little apple and the mushroom styled up next to my current favorite candle. This is the Joe Loves Maison de Jazz, and honestly, it smells incredible. In fact, I might actually like that because it is just the most incredible smelling candle. Sorry, it's so dark today. I feel like I'm really struggling with the lighting. It's so insane how much of a difference it makes from a sunny day to a cloudy day in autumn. But I love how these look. Just a few little seasonal touches just to add autumn into the home. It is quite a few hours later now. I haven't picked up the vlogging camera for the most part of the day, to be perfectly honest, and getting thinking about that is what sparked me to want to sit down and have a little bit of a chat. And I don't know how I'm gonna like word this or phrase this, but I feel like you guys, we're so connected, you know what I mean? Like, we are soul sisters, and whenever I do these vlogs, I literally feel like I'm sitting on FaceTime with my bestie, and sometimes, you know, when you just need to have a little bit of a cathartic chat with your friends, and sometimes all you need to do is voice it, all you need to do is say it, and it makes you feel better. But I have been struggling a little bit with regards to YouTube, mainly with regards to where I fit on YouTube. Because as I mentioned earlier, I feel like a lot of what I do doesn't actually lend itself that well to YouTube anymore. Like, I feel like doing these kind of like little seasonal changes here and there and like easing into the new season isn't what serves the algorithm. It isn't what most people want to watch or see, or what most people do. Most people, it's like all in one day, a huge switch over. You go from summer to autumn, and it's like that with a lot of things with regards to, you know, like your wardrobe switch over. And I do a pretty big switch over, but when I think about it, I haven't got my knee-high boots out, I haven't got out like my real winter coats, I haven't got out any of my scarves or hats or anything like that. Like, I still haven't really done a full switch over, and I am just not really an all or nothing person. I'm a very like gentle vanilla person. I never like doing things all in one go. I never like overwhelming myself, and I've just been worried a little bit recently that basically my vlogs are just so boring. And it's a real catch-22, because I then tell myself, Ellie, your favourite vlogs to watch are the boring vlogs. Like, when I think about some of my favourite YouTubers that I watch, if I was to actually write down what happened in that vlog, it's basically nothing. And those are the kind of vlogs that I love to watch, and those are the kind of vlogs that I love to create. But then you start getting in your own head of like, this is so boring. Is anyone going to actually want to watch this? Like, nothing has really happened in this video. All I've done is go to the garden centre, try on some new lip products, and put some flowers in a vase. Like, that's all I've really done in this video. And I start to really question myself. And then I'm like, do I bother uploading? Do I even bother, you know, like posting these things? Do I drop down my days so that there's only like one YouTube video a week, so that there's maybe like more within the vlog? But then, even if I was to do that, I'm not really going many places sometimes. Like, I'm not really doing that much. But then there's other weeks where I'm like booked and busy and I've got so much to do. And when I'm also doing campaigns, I feel like it's really hard to balance and juggle. And then it just means that all I'm doing is like in the house shooting campaigns. I'm just, you know, firing off emails and I'm editing, and there's not really anything to actually show you. But at the same time, I love a cozy at home vlog. Honestly, I don't even know if anything that I've just said has made any sense. I feel like I'm absolutely rambling on. But this is just how I've been feeling recently. I'm like, are my vlogs super boring? Does anyone even want to watch them? You know, is this entertaining, or is it all in my own head and I'm just being silly? Because sometimes the mundane, vanilla, kind of nothing vlogs are the best vlogs to watch. They're just keeping each other company. You know, I'm the kind of person that likes to have YouTube on in the background whilst I do things. Maybe that's the kind of content that like I serve. I don't know, I'm having a little bit of a moment at the moment, as you can tell, and just having a little bit of a wobble. So I just kind of wanted to get that off my chest, because I feel like hopefully you guys will understand and know what I mean when I say that my vlogs are like very vanilla and very nothing. But let me know if you want me to like arrange more things, to like go out more and do more things, or if you like the cozy at home vlogs. I'm also aware that sometimes I can get into a very like, I don't know, what's the phrase when it's like almost cyclical, but like recently I've done quite a lot of hauls, and then I start to panic because I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of hauls, like this is a lot of new in pieces, is this too much? Are people gonna, you know, not want to see this many new in bits? But that is my life. Like, it happens in that way where seasonality like plays a huge part into my job, a huge part into my wardrobe, and as soon as we enter a new season, I do a lot more hauls, and I do obviously add a lot more into my wardrobe. And then I'll have periods where I'm not really adding much into my wardrobe. There's not really anything new in. There's not a lot of change. I don't know. I feel like I'm having such a wobble at the moment, and my anxiety is playing a big part in just kind of questioning myself, questioning my content, and like questioning where I fit on the internet, because it's very easy to look at other girls and think, oh, you all fit into this category and you all fit into this category. And I feel sometimes like a bit of an outsider, like living in the New Forest. I'm not, you know, like a Cotswold countryside girl, but I'm not a London girl. I'm not a northern girl. Like, it's very, very difficult sometimes knowing where you fit in with your content, knowing where you fit in with regards to YouTube, Instagram, and like what I want to be putting out there versus what you guys want to see. I feel like I'm just having a little bit of a moment. So I feel like I maybe need to shut my laptop, I need to turn the camera off and just have a bit of an afternoon, evening to myself, just trying not to get completely lost in my own thoughts and spiral down an absolute rabbit hole. And I always love having these chats with you. I feel like even just getting it off my chest and like verbalizing it is so cathartic. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and seeing the new autumn bits that I'm like adding into my home, the like slower way of embracing autumn and decorating for autumn. And I hope that it's a little bit more, I don't know, to me this is more realistic. This is how I like to decorate my home and how I like to embrace the season. So anyway, I'm gonna leave you guys here. I really hope you have enjoyed the video, and I will see you on Monday with the next one. No? Is this a Monday vlog? Is this a Thursday vlog? I've lost count at this point. I'll see you in the next one.